Okay, listen up, because this is about to affect how much of your money you get to keep, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or MAGA or ultra liberal. This is where many of us, even those of us who didn't vote for him, are about to find out that fucking around and electing Donald Trump was a huge mistake. We're just a little over 90,000 subscribers on this channel, and I need every single one of you who watches this video to share it with as many people as you can, because shit is about to get real, and I'm going to give you one way that I know you can fight against this. So buck dancing, bootlicking Tim Scott recently posted that he was hosting leaders of our largest consumer banks at his office. Now ask yourself, what could come of members of Congress meeting with banks that would benefit working class people? When have banks ever done you any damn favors? Well, you want to know what came of it? Not long after, Tim Scott retweeted Donald Trump's White House budget director, Russ Vought. Yes, the same Russ Vought who wrote Project 2025. Tim Scott retweeted this from him. I am grateful that Chairman Tim Scott and French Hill have introduced CRA legislation to overturn the Biden administration's midnight rule on overdraft fees that will result in 6 million consumers facing higher fees and more bounced checks. Passing this important legislation will immediately further President Trump's deregulatory agenda. What does this mean? This means junk fees are back. Joe Biden's administration passed legislation that stopped banks from charging junk fees like $35 overdraft fees. He capped them at $5. This rolls that back. And not only does it roll it back, it also creates a situation where banks can charge whatever the hell they want. Who do you think are the most affected by overdraft fees? Poor and working class people. And understand something. This takes the regulations off completely. This means they don't have to cap it at $35 anymore. This means if you overdraft on your account, banks can charge you whatever the hell they want because Tim Scott and the Trump administration have decided that banks screwing over poor and working class people don't concern them anymore. And this all started with them disbanding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the bureau tasked with protecting us from banks and corporations taking advantage of us.
Well, no, but wait a second. But let's just talk about one of the things that he's prescribing to cut. He wants to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Here's what it's done for the folks at home. It's limited overdraft fees at banks. It's limited credit card late fees. It's made it easier for you to switch banks. It's removed medical debt from people's credit reports so that you can actually get rent after you've been sick. It's gone after banks who've taken advantage of people.
What's your argument?
My argument here is these are things that have protected the American people every day, and Elon wants to get rid of them because it doesn't work for millionaires and billionaires. No, they did not.
Yes,
they did not vote to get.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure.
Where were you on November 5th?
Donald Trump did not go to the American people and says, "I want to raise your overdraft fees." Did he? No, I don't think so.
They made it clear
that
what Doge was when he was running for president.
He did not go to the American people and says, "I want to raise the amount you pay on late fees." Actually, the opposite of that. He said, "I'm going to cap late fees." That's not what's happening when you get rid of the Consumer Protection Bureau. You're right, it is too late. So hopefully, American people wake up to see what's happening.
You know, I think the best point that he makes is when failed comedian Gutfeld said, "Well, this is what the American people voted for," and he said, "No, they didn't." You see, Donald Trump never came out and told you that he was going to raise your banking fees and your overdraft charges and make it easier for banks to screw you. And did you hear Gutfeld laugh and say, "Well, it's too late"? He's laughing at you, MAGA, because people like him are never going to be affected by these junk fees. You think Elon Musk and Donald Trump give a damn about overdraft fees? Do you think their millionaire and billionaire friends give a damn about overdraft fees? Of course they don't, because it doesn't affect them. And it's funny because even MAGAs are starting to realize this is bad for them as well. One of the first comments on Tim Scott's repost was from a MAGA who said that he clicked the Grok button, which is X's AI, and this doesn't look good for consumers. What is he missing, he asked. People immediately went to his comment and said, "You're not missing anything. This is going to screw all of us. Are you starting to realize you voted for the wrong guy?" And that is exactly what I'm saying here. And this is why it's so important for you guys to share this with everyone you can, because here's the only thing you can do about this as a consumer once this happens. You need to go to your bank and disable the overdraft function. You need to tell your bank that if you don't have the money in your account to pay for something, they need to decline your card. I know this sucks, But you want to know what sucks even more? If they cover the cost for you, you're going to fall behind even more because there is no telling what these overdraft fees can amount to. So please disable the overdraft function. Just let your card decline if you can't pay for it. We're now in the find out stage, and unfortunately, this is not going to be good for any of us. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.